Have you ever had the experience of trying to manifest something that's really important to you, whether it's more money or a better job or a better relationship, and it actually works? And you're really excited, right? Like it fills you with confidence and you feel like you finally cracked the code on this manifestation stuff. And you know that you can go into your future now with a feeling of confidence and certainty that, yes, I can create what I want here. But then the next time you try to manifest something important to you, it doesn't work and you just don't get the thing that you want. Life is kind of giving you back all this random input and maybe even things that are in direct opposition to the things that you really want. And then you're left wondering, like, well, what the hell is this? This isn't what I asked for. And that leaves you feeling frustrated and disappointed and maybe even betrayed. You feel betrayed by the universe and like you can't quite trust these universal laws or so-called universal laws, right? That's a big issue. And this used to cause me a lot of hardship because when I wouldn't get the things that I was focusing on, I would just kind of assume that this stuff doesn't really work. And that would fill me with doubt and like make me wonder, like, well, what's the point of all this then? So can you relate to that? If you're honest with yourself, you've been on this path for some time, you probably can to some extent or another. So, in this video, I want to expose one of the biggest myths surrounding manifestation and the law of attraction. And once you get clear on this, it really does set you up for long term success. You will become unstoppable. You will not allow certain tendencies to sabotage you anymore, which is a great feeling. So, let's dig into this. The myth is this, that if you just sit back and visualize what you want and keep your focus there, that the universe will magically pop that into your reality and somehow, some way it's going to show up. Now, here's the truth that I've experienced in my own life after, using my imagination daily and practicing this stuff consistently over a long period of time. The way it really works is that when you use your imagination to focus on your ideal life and to feel it as if it's here with you already, what you're really doing is rewiring your mind toward those desired qualities. You are shifting your core identity to become somebody that emanates and broadcasts those qualities to life. And over time, through consistent practice and focus, that becomes more stable, more grounded, and just becomes naturally who you are. And as those things become who you are, over time, the universe will gradually start to mirror that back to you in the form of your circumstances. So the frequency of energy that you're broadcasting to life, over time, life will start to mirror that back to you. But here's what a lot of people do. They have short-term thinking and they're like, well, I want to manifest a new job. I want to manifest more money. I want to get a better relationship. And they focus on that for a period of time. They expect that this is going to work within that period of time. And if they don't see what they want, they assume that these techniques or imagination really has no power in it. And they get very skeptical. But you can remove all of that simply by understanding like the true mechanics of what's at work here. You see, you need to take action in this world. You live in a 3D physical reality where there is a natural cause and effect relationship between your belief system, your thoughts, your feelings, your habits and behaviors, your actions, and your results. You cannot separate out any one of those causal chains in the sequence. So if you try to manifest things without taking action, you're going to feel very disappointed and frustrated with this process because this world necessitates action. So instead of believing that you can be passive and just close your eyes and visualize and, get whatever you want from that, instead see it as this kind of causal chain of sequences, all of which must line up in order for you to have what you want. You see, what imagination really is doing is removing the interference in your brain that is coming from what I call your small self. Your small self is pumping out doubt, fear, conflict, superficial, discursive thoughts that are pulling you in all kinds of directions. And if you're attached to your small self, you're going to be sending out all kinds of mixed signals to life, oftentimes without even knowing it. And that's why life is bringing you back all kinds of random events because your energy is not harmonized. So when you're using your imagination, you are rewiring yourself, your mind, towards these higher frequencies of reality. And when you stabilize that over time, that's when you start to notice some more predictable patterns in the way that your circumstances are showing up. But you don't need to force that. You don't need to set some timeline to it. Your job is just to focus on becoming the kind of person that you want to become, and using your imagination to rewire your mind towards that end. And then listen to what your higher mind is telling you. It will give you a clear roadmap to follow in terms of the exact action steps that you want to take to reach your desired outcome. So for instance, if you want to manifest $1 million, instead of just, passively closing your eyes and visualizing that happening every day, instead get way more proactive about it. Like, who would I become if I was already a millionaire? How would that feel? And what action steps would I be taking? And you pose those kinds of questions to your higher mind, to your subconscious mind. And by virtue of focusing on that as if it's here with you now, you remove the interference mechanism of your small self that is pulling you in all kinds of random directions and is keeping you stuck in recurring cycles of conflict and limitation. You're removing all that. You're harmonizing with this higher version of yourself. And then you're listening to the feedback that that higher version of yourself is giving you. And you start to write this stuff down. You start to get clear on this roadmap that is coming from a higher level of intelligence, literally within you. And you start to act on that. I call that acting on resonant ideas. You get ideas that just deeply resonate within you. So instead of, like, once again, instead of just passively like waiting to win the lottery or like expect some $1 million check to show up in the mail, what are the odds of that really happening? I mean, let's be real here. You live in a 3D physical reality where there is the appearance of cause and effect, right? And you cannot transcend that unless you get to a very, very high level of consciousness. We're not really meant to do that or designed that way. We are meant to take action. So this removes a lot of the woo woo kind of esoteric nature of law of attraction and using your imagination. It's just lining you up. It's getting your small self out of the way. It's removing interference to use your imagination in this way and harmonizing with this higher version of who you are. And then listening, being receptive to the ideas that you get that you can then take action on that are going to put you on the path to optimizing your chances of getting the thing that you want. Okay. Now, that's a very practical way to look at this. And it's way more effective than believing in just ask, believe, receive. Like, if you think that's all there is to it, you're probably going to get on that roller coaster ride of ups and downs and feel frustrated with the process and not trust it that much. So instead, put most of your focus into upgrading yourself, becoming the person that you came here to become, and seeing your ideal life happening from that place, trusting whatever life brings you back from that place, and knowing that this is a process over time of stabilizing higher frequencies of reality in yourself. And as you do that, through using your imagination, life inevitably will start mirroring back to you circumstances that are reflective of that. It's inevitable. And that's a really amazing feeling when you get the hang of that, because there's nothing that can stop you anymore. You don't allow your doubt or cynicism to sabotage your success, because you see doubt, fear, it's all coming from this small version of yourself, these corrupted files in your operating system, pumping out thoughts and feelings that you latch onto as you, that pull you in all these different directions, right? Using your imagination transcends all of that. It gets you in touch with this higher version of yourself, which will then give you total clarity on the roadmap, the action steps you need to take to create the success that you want in this reality. Let me know if that distinction gives you some clarity and if it helps you kind of anchor in a feeling of confidence on this path that, like, okay, no matter what shows up based on the inner work that I'm doing, I can now trust it, because this is really all about me stepping into the higher version of myself that I came here to experience and allowing life to reflect back to me from that place, whatever life wants to show me. And I trust that. Okay. So for me, this has been a game changer. It's been really profound to shift out of that kind of passive ask, believe, ask, believe, receive mentality and just waiting and hoping that the universe gives it to me, to no, I'm going to be very proactive about this, harmonize with my higher mind, listen to the ideas I get, the resonant ideas, act on those ideas as passionately, as relentlessly as I can, remove all the interference that stands between me and my ideal life, and allow life to give me back more and more of what I want over time. That's a truly amazing feeling when you get the hang of it. It's a really empowering state of being where you from your core, you trust what life gives you. You trust yourself. You trust the universal laws at work. And you have a way every day of aligning with this higher version of yourself, tapping into this higher consciousness and living your life from that place. Imagination is that powerful. Practicing living your ideal life now and feeling it, that's what it's doing. It's rewiring your mind toward those higher ideals. Okay. But it's not some magical woo woo, the universe is just going to pop it into your reality without any work on your part or without any action steps. Once again, think about the causal nature of this reality. You have belief, you have thought. Belief leads to thoughts. Thoughts lead to feelings. Feelings lead to habits and behaviors. Habits and behaviors lead to actions. Actions lead to results in this reality. Don't try to take one of those pieces of the equation out. Like, they're all vital to you getting the outcomes that you want here, okay? So when you harmonize with your higher mind, you are upgrading your belief system, you're upgrading your thought process, you're upgrading your feeling state, you're getting resonant ideas that you can then act on that are going to give you the results that you want. It's all part of that causal chain that will lead to the outcomes that you're looking for over time. So once again, I know this is not as like sexy or like, just alluring maybe as a lot of the law of attraction stuff out there. But in my experience, this is what really works. And it's a very powerful way to live. And it is actually beyond what I can describe here in terms of what it does for your quality of life. Because literally anything can show up in your reality and you're okay with it. You're cool with it. You can surrender to it because you understand the truth about this process of transforming into the highest version of yourself and using your imagination to do exactly that. All right, leave me a comment under this video if this distinction helps you get more clarity and feel more kind of trust and confidence in this path. That's really my intention with this video, to dispel this myth and to make you unstoppable, like bulletproof, so that there's nothing that can sabotage you in your quest for personal greatness and creating the ideal life that you came here to experience. Leave me a comment, subscribe to the channel if you like this video. I'll be cranking out a lot more content like this. Share it with a friend that could benefit. And I look forward to connecting with you soon. Thanks.